to be farming and not playing utility, right? So I think it could work. I haven't seen Jawed play this before, so I'm a little bit on the question mark here, but I believe.
Well, the question mark is going to be answered because we have got ourselves game 1 ready, and our commentators are ready for that as well. This time it's Capitalist and Cinnamon.
That is right, everybody. Welcome to this game between Spirit and LGD. Sin here with Cap. That's right. It's the real Cap. No Cap. Hey, Cap.
Your anger is useless here. Living thing.
Prepare.
You're very welcome.
Another stain on the battlefield.
And then I thought about it for 50 minutes and came up with the best joke of my life. I'm not, so we're good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
"30 seconds to battle.
Or he used his one win in a pub, and now it's back to the losing streak again. I'm sure a lot of people at home can relate to this. You get a really big losing streak, you finally get that win, and you're like, here comes my winning streak. Nope, you just lost again.
Battle begins.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly really interesting to see what LGD are bringing to the table. Not really much surprise coming out of Team Spirit. I guess the Hoodwink could be a little bit of a curveball, but if one team here were to play, it's probably them on Miposhka. He loves it as 5. But what I'm thinking for LGD is who gets to play the triangle, right? Xiao8 has queued up the Maelstrom in his build. If he wants to go and farm the Ancient stacks, what's Sven gonna do? These two heroes kind of want access to the same area, so you gotta kind of pick who gets the luxury, right?
Rolling stone.
Yeah, I think maybe letting him have just a little bit and then giving Sven the rest. Sometimes you have to make this trade-off, right? Where you acknowledge, oh, here's the bit of a skewer. And a toss. He was out of tower range, though, during the toss. Is he gonna keep going forever here? I mean, he's not gonna kill him unless... Wait, why did Y turn around? Oh, he has no more mana for toss. No, he's gonna live. He's actually fine. It's a very awkward situation. I feel like you're probably kind of happy with this if you're Amir, right? Yeah, you're playing 1v1 in lane against Mag, but you have more than enough damage on this Sven with the Quelling Blade to just free farm against this Magnus. And with no Tiny there to threaten you, you're just going to take most of these creeps and just push the Mag into his tower. So trading that off, sometimes you need to make this decision when you're a 5 or a 4 in this kind of position where it's like, okay, if I shove the other guy out for an eternity, who does that even benefit? It might feel good when you're the Tiny. You're like, ha, I almost killed this guy in a force and wave, but you genuinely gained nothing, right? You used all your mana, like a minute and a half almost running at this guy, and hey, what do you have to show for it? And also, who needs the levels more? And you could argue that Tiny needs the levels more than Omni Knight, right? Yeah, Heavenly Grace points are really good, and the Guardian Angel obviously is as well, but Tiny, in order to do his high damage combo, really needs to get to that level 8, level 9 mark, whereas Omni Knight reaches almost peak performance at level 6. Arguably even at level like 3 or 4, depending on what they want to use him for, right? If Ami is spending most of his time in the jungle, all Innocence or Y needs to do in this game is to break smokes and just make their lives annoying. Whereas Tiny has a lot more of an onus placed on him to make the moves for his team. And you look at like the development of this game, right? We're 4 minutes in. There's no kills. LGD are just getting what they want with both Klinks and Sven faring this well. You would imagine that if TSpirit do not feel strong enough to come and contest the triangle, there's inevitably going to be major stacks that LGD get. And again, I'm going to come back to this Tiny as well as the Void Spirit just really needing to do stuff in the game. But Void Spirit is falling behind by a lot. Like, we're talking half a level at this point against Xiao 8. 600 net worth ahead against him at this point. He's just gonna keep rolling. I don't really see Void Spirit making any move in this lane until level 6. And if Xiao 8 gets 6 before Tiny ganks, I wonder if they can even kill. Well, they got the combo that time, so that's nice.
Look out for fallen rocks!
So I know you play a lot of offlane. I don't know how much you've been playing the patch so far, but I'm wondering, like, this is the first, I want to say the first Centaur pick of the entire tournament. If not, it's only been picked like once before. What benefits do you see to this? They were talking about Skewer, or yeah, as a counter to Skewer to have Stampede. Are you seeing any other major benefit here? As he's actually dead, by the way. So good combo. Right.
I'm not opposed to taking the occasional bounty.
Right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You dare not.
Right, okay. Yeah, we're going to see. He obviously opted to go for the Vanguard first, which is very, very standard for the Centaurs. It's going to be very tanky in lane. Morphling with the Adaptive Strike nerfs will struggle even more to bully him out, and at this point, it's kind of too late anyway. So you imagine Faith Beyond. Do you think you buy Blink Dagger next, or do you go Boots into Hood, so you're just super tanky? Look at the Dire lineup. It's like, I want to say it's like 75% magic damage almost. Hood should be really good. Seeing Miposhka invading the triangle here, trying to get intel, will successfully escape, but LGD are aware that this ward was placed, so they're going to get rid of that immediately to protect this area.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And that's all Xiao 8 came for. He's just going to go back to mid and push this out again. Probably going to Burning Barrage this wave. And Toronto, Tokyo. Honestly, I feel like playing melee against Klinks has always been annoying. This patch has got to be ramping it up, right? If you're not careful against this Burning Barrage, you can just die, or you can flat out get bullied away from the creep wave entirely, and then you have to farm in tower every time. Seems like an interesting way of using this first pick Clinks. Having the flexibility to put it mid when it has a good matchup is definitely going to help LGD if any teams are daring enough to give it to them in the future of the tournament if they were to win here. Oh, that was very close.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and obviously we've talked about the Omni Knight pairing with Sven. They do have the option, of course, to also put the Heavenly Grace on the Clinks, giving him 38 strength. If we're going to see Xiaowei go for... You're very convinced in this... Oh, hang on, mid lane. It's going to be fine, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They were so prepared. They had Omni in the perfect position and Wyvern nearby. They knew exactly that was coming. Just a great map read from PSG.LGD there. You sound very convinced. Yeah, okay. I suppose that will make it look like a great read if you're just sitting there all the time until the game comes, right? It's like, wow, he predicted it. He was just waiting there for like 3 minutes. Yeah, it is quite the heat map around mid, that is true. You sound very convinced that Xiaowei's going Gleipnir, so you've been watching some of his games, I'm assuming. What does he go afterwards? Okay. So no Scotty, which is what every Clinks has been going so far. Okay. Because part of the build that made Clinks look really scary was having the Scotty together with Burning Barrage, first of all, but also when Clinks was played together with Omni in some of the games we watched, he just had like 4.5k health. He got Scotty, a big creep to eat with Death Pact, and then 38 free strength from Omni Knight, and he almost seemed uncontestable. That was a Team Liquid against Alliance game where Koikfer was just a beast. So, could see if he considers that. This spell is so busted. Like, what in the world? Oh, I feel like I still get surprised. Like, I'm like blown away when I see it. He just cleared a 3 or quad stack of hard camp with one spell. It died from full HP. And now, this is really cute. So, this is something I think actually Kyle's Complexity took advantage of ages ago with Axe, where they would just go with Axe into the camp, cold embrace him, and he would spin. Here, Xingqiu is just acting as a buffer for Xiaowei, and it's a really nice symbiotic relationship where Xiaowei doesn't take damage from the creeps because there's an embraced Wyvern there, and Wyvern needs the experience to get level 6, so they kind of just help each other out, bring both heroes into the game really nicely. Love to see stuff like that.
Top tower is fallen.
All wands will break.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep. Yep. Not really...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We're not really seeing TeamSpirit take much initiative. They just, I guess they just feel like they have a hard time killing the heroes, right? What are your ganking options? A Death Pacted Clinks, a Centaur, or a Sven? And the supports are Wyvern Omni? Like, who are you gonna kill?
Middle tower has
Nice
been
deny.
denied.
Yep. Oh. Very close there. I mean, if he would have been stopped, it would have been a minor nuisance, right? But that's an impact play right there if he stops that TP. That would be one of the highest impact plays of TeamSpirit so far in the game, because as it's going right now, they're just getting out-farmed everywhere. Like, no impact is happening right now. They're not finding kills. They're not taking towers aside from the bottom tier 1. Whereas for LGD, yeah, the mid tower got denied, but you're opening up the map. And that's something that a hero like Plinks really thrives on, because he starts getting new attack angles. And if he doesn't find ganks, so what? Just farm. Like, you're just totally out farming the enemy team, and you've got to be feeling it. You look at all your heroes having a great time. Is Centaur, is that his, no way he has Dagger now, right? Surely. Oh my god, he has Hood Vanguard Blink minute 13 on Faith Beyond.
I sense distortions in the void.
And he made sure to curse him next to 1 creep, which is really crucial for that kill, because he needs the full curse duration. If that is without a creep nearby, the Morphling will get to waveform away because of the half duration nerf. But yeah, he has a full one there. And it's very safe to do, right? Because when the creep is in curse, it's not going to die to anything else. So, yeah, very nicely done identifying that play exists. And they even did it without the blink. The Centaur literally just TP'd in on top of the Morph. You're going to see it here. Gets greedy, starts hitting the tower. A lot of damage coming out. The range creep is there, keeping the curse full, chaining the stun into a double edge for the finish. So very nice.
Bounty, which my matriarch will prize.
Yeah. And what would be even worse is if LGD find a smoke move into the triangle of the enemy and start stealing stacks. That is not happening this time around. Toronto Tokyo will grab it. I guess this is like an okay-ish hero. You know, you have Astral Step for the damage, and you can get empowered and start hitting them, but not ideal. They're going to split it half and half with Yatoro pretty much on the Morph, so he's got his Lincolns. I'm looking, like, this is kind of a really strange tactical game compared to a lot of the explosive games we've had so far. It just feels like LGD are so comfortable that they don't mind this is a 4-kill game minute 15. I think they know the game status right now because they know how farmed their heroes are, and it should be impossible for Spirit to match. A little bit of a horsey jump into Blink. Stampede.
Fear nothing. Haste.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Time.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Thanks be with you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fear not.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It really is not looking good, and it's not just the gold lead, it's like the inspiration, right? They just, I'm looking at a team that, it's kind of weird to say this, they kind of feel broken, but they haven't played yet. So, it's very uninspired as Mira is in trouble, and Mira is gonna die to curse.
I killed you with cold.
All walls will break.
Can't kill him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's interesting about this game in terms of drafting, if we think back on the pick order, right? LGD first picked the Clinks, and then they ended the first phase with Wyvern. And something I've been talking about this term is that I think Omni-Knight has a win rate of about 50% still, but a lot of teams were rating it like absolute first pick. I think this is the way to pick Omni-Knight. You don't overall first pick it. You get something really valuable for the meta, which, you know, Omni-Knight obviously could be, but he's not really showing it with results. And then when you identify, okay, this is an amazing Omni game, then you grab it in that second phase, and you're just seeing LGD just carefully crafted an invincible lineup. That's what it feels like. They were like, okay, we see you guys' damage, we see what plays you have, we can remove them with this specific hero together with the Wyvern and just just out-farm you. Like, it's 4 kills. They're 7k gold ahead. Like, they haven't killed Roche. It's just flat-out farm.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And TSpirit don't feel confident bottom that they can take this tier 2 tower with the Wyvern kill. There could still be reinforcements arriving, but actually it looks like LGD aren't interested, so they will let it go. They're going to go and trade it off for Roshan here. Clinks and Sven obviously had quite the punch, so this shouldn't take too long, even though they have no minus armor in their lineup. They can still handle this relatively easily. And I imagine we put this Aegis on Sven? Okay. Sven being a transformation hero doesn't always make for the best kind of carrier, but I guess the logic here is they want Amit to just run in, start a fight, and then he can have either a first or a second life as he chooses with that God Strength, and hits the towers too.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Right. So do you think it's the heroes themselves receiving changes, or is it the players having a better understanding of, first of all, using the Aegis better, so on average it has higher impact, and then also when they build their strategy, making sure that their heroes aren't fully dependent on having the transformation?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Twice the measure of power.
Well, if there's anything TSpirit have done so far in this game, it is staying in the tree. So at some point, you've probably got to go out if you want to get kills. So my advice would be get out of the tree. But they've tried a little bit, and the plays have just backfired. And I think they're... Again, it seems a little bit uninspired, but honestly, it is also, you got to look at it from the perspective of this team. It is hard to find the moves. We can make it sound as easy as we want, but ganking this team is... It's no walk in the park. You need to coordinate it really well and bring the right heroes, and it's you constantly dealing with 3 waves being pushed, right? You've got the Wyvern, the Centaur, the Clinks, and the Sven all pushing out lanes consistently in this game. So you always need to tend to that to even find opportunities to begin with. Mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Agents of the void.
Time.
Yeah, what are you gonna do as Spirit now? You get the axe on the void. You get... He's queuing up either lens on Mag. I don't know. Oh, someone's dying. You can open him with Gleipnir. Yep.
Sport.
I kind of like it. It gives him, it solves Centaur's mana problems. It gives him move speed, and It's also a good combo breaker against Mag Skewer. I think maybe that might be what they're thinking. When we see the Mag, we have a guaranteed way, and it gives him a guaranteed setup against Void Spirit and a Morph without Lincolns if he times it perfectly. So all of Void Spirit's spells have slight cast times, and by having Yules, you can guarantee that, or force a reaction at the very least when you're jumping on that guy. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Or maybe he's like, hey guys, we're owning them. I can buy whatever I want.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, very similar. Oh!
No sorceries avail.
I think that's a really good back call, actually, which... It might look crazy, you know, they're really far ahead, and they probably are, but this is the one way they can lose the game, is to run into a choke point with Stampede, and then get RP'd and have a toss and comboed by the Void Spirit. So they're just not even... They're not even entertaining the idea of taking a risk, because they don't need to. They can just play it stable, look for the safe and good fights. It's just good fight selection. They used the Stampede, didn't get what they wanted. Whatever, guys. Go back to farm, get our next move. Okay, this could be a big kill. Shall we?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, good combination of spells. Avatos, they get the Bushwhack, and unfortunately the E-Blade does not get the kill there. It's actually the damage over time from Bushwhack, which got changed to deal a damage over time instead of instant damage, that ends up netting that kill. So they would have probably liked that gold a bit more on the Morph, as he has a lot of ground to cover. But at the very least, they take out the Director. Oh, here comes Sven! Oh, goody boy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Xiaoid is stronger. He's actually backing off. He's probably assuming that someone is connecting to this play. If he knew where the enemy heroes were, I think he would just have turned around and hit him. Like, he's just stronger than the Void Spirit right now. He can't get soloed anymore. 2.8k health with that Death Pact running, hitting for 300 per attack with Gleipnir as well. No way Void Spirit ever kills him there.
Unlucky find.
Right. Now Xiaohui is queuing up an Aghanim's. So wants the Burning Army. He has got the Crystal is complete, so has the damage item he wants. Now it's time for, guess what? More damage. I like it in this kind of spot, and I think honestly just some players just underrate how strong it is. In any game where the fights take place in a contained space for even like 5 to 10 seconds, it's the reason it can be a bit deceiving is that the damage isn't necessarily very noticeable during the fight, because you're like, you know, you focus firing someone or looking at something else, but the constant damage is just there. It's measurable. You look at it after the game and you're like, wow, Burning Army did that much damage, and you didn't really know when it happened. But it's just like people running around in the fight, constantly getting shot at. You don't really want to kill the skeletons because that's taking focus away from killing heroes. So it's just, it feels really bad. It's kind of like, I don't know what to compare it to. Like, if you think about Venomancer, where it's also, you fight into Veno, you like kill him, but he got Poison Nova off and Plague Wards, and you keep fighting, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, we're all dying. That can be burning army sometimes. Oh, Toronto Tokyo could get found here. They're going south. It is Sentry Ward. They ganked that Sentry. They ganked the hell out of that with 5 euros. Get the outpost though. Oh. That was an insane double or triple stun there for Faith Beyond, but obviously did not have the vision that we did. If there was a ward there, that would have been big. Tries to find a stun here, it doesn't connect. And this is just the LGD show. I mean, we're talking about them so much, but I want TSpirit to give us something to talk about apart from, hey, we're getting out farmed. Like, the moves are just not really happening. They didn't contest Roche. They got bottom tier 2 tower. It was the only objective they've really got in the game. They didn't get the mid tower at all. With 28 minutes in, it's nice and healthy. And a couple of the moves they've made have just failed. So what do you do here? Do you poke your nose in with Void Spirit, try to force a response, and then you decoy combo, and then you get RP? I'm just trying to find a recipe for attacking the Radiant team that's going to yield results. Now they just lost the second Roche. Do you think they have enough damage at some point? Like, you can get a skewer back. You can skewer back. Here are your choices. 4,000 health Centaur with Pipe, Sven with Satanic Aegis, or Clinks with Death Pact and 3,000 health. Who do you choose? Well, they found Centaur. He's not even dying. He's half HP. Oh. All right. That was honestly nicely played from TSpirit. They did a lot of things right there. They're just so far behind, right? And they had to use 2 buybacks to execute this, both Tiny and the Hoodwink buying back in this engagement. But there was some of the good stuff, right? They toss in the Omni Knight, who's the key kill to prevent that the enemy team can save as easily, and they kill the other support. So both supports dead. They feel like they have a chance to get a core. They do get the Clinks. So that is how hard it feels, right? You need to kill the supports to open up to cores, and this is a good one here. There's the toss into Silence, Shockwave, and Acorn Shot. Doesn't come for free, though. Like, Mira still dies for that. And then the RP. Like, they have to use everything to get 1 core in the end. It's not 2% in their favor. That's not how in their favor works. That would mean they had 51% chance of winning and the other team had 49. Yeah. They have a grand total of 2% of winning. If it's 2% in their favor, that means the default outcome is you're sure they're going to lose. So you're saying they're overperforming here. Oh, they are outperforming expectations here, being stomped. Well, I do think a lot of people were expecting more from Spirit than this, of course, and it is only game 1. It is looking like a very dire, or well, Radiant game. It's looking very bad for the Dire, but hopefully for them, they can make some adjustments for game number 2, unless they do a miracle comeback here that showcases more of what Spirit can do. Because I always feel like it's a shame when you have teams like Spirit who have so much potential and have already proven on the international stage that they can do it at the major, if they just have a bad series and just bomb out. Like it's a disservice to how good they are. So I really don't want to see this just being absolutely run over. I want to see them fight. Oh my god.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Fear nothing.
They had a hard group. They really did.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, focus on the positive. They almost killed the Omni, but again, the supports also cover for each other. If you want to kill Omni, you also kind of need to account for the Wyvern at the same time. Omni Knight, at this point, sitting on 2k health. If he gets cold embraced, you need to deal 2,000 magic damage during that. And if you don't, Omni Knight obviously has responses. He has Glimmer Cape, he has the Heavenly Grace, and obviously, this is something that Omni Knight can always do. He just bypasses his third skill. On support Omni, honestly, DGNR just isn't very useful. So just get stats. Make yourself a harder kill. Well.
That's exact.
Has Gaben watched enough Magnus games to conclude that based on that talent, you think? So notice what Faith Beyond does here. He pipes before Yuling so that the damage he took from Avalanche here, he's still able to blink. Wait, yeah, so he blinks between the instances of the Avalanche, right? Very good finesse here from Faith Beyond. Yep. Oh, it's high ground time again. It's easily one lane. This might be 2, even 3 lanes. Honestly, the Sven hits so damn hard. He hits for 400 without ulting. This is just Heavenly Grace and his base items. He's just gonna go to town. Double heart on Centaur. Why not? Give him a third one.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
4.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh my
Dire's
god.
top barracks has fallen.
Oh, disgusting. Absolutely filthy. Yep. I mean, you can see Collapse laughing, right? They know. They've known for a while. So they're just, they're making a show out of it and having some fun with that skewer. I bet they're probably laughing like, hell yeah, we got him, guys. All it took was 10 seconds in the fountain with RP and he died. So, you know, it's, honestly, that is a good sign, right? If you're just getting schooled and run over, if you can at least laugh at it, that means you have a good mental state, right? It's a shame if they just get super frustrated and angry and don't recover. This makes me a little bit hopeful for game number 2. They can laugh it off, you know. All right, guys, we got owned, you know. Try again, do something different, and just acknowledge the fact that this was just a class difference in strategy, primarily. Nice skewer there, as you see Horntusk skewer, and then they pull him in, and then they RP him, and then he dies. So needed a little more armor there, Faith Beyond, or maybe an Aeon Disc instead of that second heart. it's overall as well. I think so. I keep PSG.LGD in really high regard, and I think TSpirit is the type of team that can get there with time, but I think right now LGD just has a lot of experience, and they have super strong players in every position. And yeah, everyone's talking about, yeah, but Xiao8 is their coach standing in. This guy's a legend, and he's really good at the game. So it's like, yeah, you're downgrading from nothing to say in a way to Xiao8, but Xiao8 is still a lot better than many of the players he's playing against in this tournament, even if he's playing an off-roll. He's just that good. So, you know, he's going to lose some lanes to the mid specialists, but he still has a very good game intelligence, and obviously brings the drafting to the table that he would anyway. So, still a very strong asset to have. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's really good. And this whole storyline with Xiao8 stand-in, LGD are going to be easy to beat. I never bought it from the start, man. Like this, he's going to be a slight liability in specific scenarios if he gets shut down on hero pool or whatever. But, well, now they've shown they have 3 first picks for him, so you can't ban him in the first phase, right? If they are first pick, there's Clinks, Spirit Breaker, and Tango. So, pick your poison. That's true. Yeah, he has played other heroes in the tournament, but these are the ones that he would feel comfortable first picking. I don't know if they would first pick Lesh. All right, Faith Beyond took 500 damage. He gets tipped. Just a slight smile on him. I love that camera shot. You know, it just got bursted by a morph. He's not like laughing. He's just like, funny. Oh, man. It must be funny to be immortal. Do you think humans would be immortal if they had 2 hearts? Oh, there's the touch. Full combo. Yes. He's stampeded out.
Fear nothing.
Oh, there it is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
GA.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh my God.